Whenever you're ready.
Oh my God.
Jessica! I've never been called a fox!
Dana.
That's a classy name for a Harry.
I like it classic.
Okay.
Do you?
Welcome to the Rants and Raves podcast.
Sure.
Out with the bad and in with the good, motherfuckers.
That's right.
Jessica!
Dana!
Hi, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Welcome to the Rants and Raves podcast. I am Dana Powell.
I am Jessica Young.
Are we going to do it?
We are here to
Rant and Rave.
It's kind of a given now.
It kind of, like, I kind of can't stop myself. I just stare at you with a sparkle in my eye. Like, you do it first. No, you first. No, you first. No, you first.
Even you bounce your shoulders when you do it.
I know, I can't help it. It's a real catchy tune we've written.
I mean, we're going to have an album of greatest hits in no time.
Indeed.
It's going to be sold on TV like those old things with Jim Croce and whatnot. Remember?
Croce? He doesn't crochet things.
I said crochet. It's still probably not
crochet, it's crochey.
Not a fan.
Okay. Wow. You're like, I don't like that crotch guy.
If I could put time in a bottle. Do you like it?
No.
I don't either.
What else did Jim Croce? That's you trying to make something fancy and bougie again. It's a man's name. You can't bouge that up. What else did Jim Croce?
Operator, can you help me place this call?
That wouldn't work today.
There's such a fine line for me with like 70s folksy music.
Yeah.
I'll listen to John Denver until the cows come home, but I'm not a Croce fan.
I didn't like John Denver as a child, but as an adult, I can appreciate him. Maybe because he died in a plane wreck. I don't know.
Didn't like him as a child. You didn't watch the movie Oh God with George Burns?
I wasn't allowed to. It was sinful in my house.
It's really good. There's two. There's Oh God Book 2.
Can I say something that's going to be controversial?
Okay.
There's someone I'm not a fan of that people are going to think is sacrilegious.
Oh, do tell.
Paul Simon.
Oh!
Some of his songs are like nostalgic for me.
Interesting.
But the whole folksy...
You don't like the Simon and Garfunkel stuff?
No, I like that. I don't like the let's get bongo drums and a didgeridoo and some children with maracas.
You didn't like the Graceland album?
I don't understand what that even means, but probably not, no.
I mean, it had that ridiculous song, You Can Call Me Al, with Chevy Chase in the video.
Oh, I do like that one.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about, where he tries to be, we've got the funk, only the white, nerdy version.
I do not know exactly what you're talking about in reference to Paul Simon.
What are you talking about? He always has like a bunch of children and some African tribe.
That's what I'm saying. I love that. Peter Gabriel did that too. I love that. It
just feels too much. Like here's another example. I went to a Dixie Chicks concert and I love them. Okay. The last number they performed, I literally looked at my girlfriend and I was like, do you want to head out early?
Oh.
And try and get to our car? And she was like, yeah. Because it was one of those Paul Simon-esque performances where they were like, let's bring out our family. Let's bring out a school of children. Everybody gets a bongo drum and a triangle. I'm not into it.
Oh, wow. That is hilarious.
I would literally, please just, instead of that, let's all sing Brick House together. We all know that. We're all going to have fun.
You are too much. It's matter. I cannot believe it. Well, I know that you definitely... I'm going to guess then you would not like the new Paul Simon that he performed on SNL before the season ended earlier this year.
I doubt it.
It's kind of like a modern jazz fusion.
I'm sorry, but anytime someone inserts the word fusion into anything, be it food or music, I'm out. I like my shit pure.
Remember that when that became a thing? Asian fusion?
I still don't know what it means.
I know. It's like
the melding of Asian foods.
I don't know. Or it's like Tex-Mex.
That's Asian fusion?
No. I'm just saying, like, when things are gentrified or
Yeah.
what is that's not the right
That's
word.
not the word. Mixed.
No. Americanized.
Is that what it is?
Well, it's like when you go to Chinese restaurants or
Yeah.
if you go to Panda Express, none of those dishes. I hope you're not going to Panda
They're not
Express.
calling those
Yuck.
fusion.
I know, but they also are making things like when I went to China, you couldn't get sweet and sour chicken or Kung Pao shrimp. That doesn't exist. Like
there.
those dishes were made for American palate, just like a lot of Italian things. You're probably not going to get those exact things in Italy and so on.
Got it. Did I have dead eyes?
I just put myself to sleep.
Okay, before we lose our listeners, should you tell them how to contact us?
Yes, in case of emergency or any other reason, please follow us at the Rants and Raves Podcast on Instagram and Facebook. On Twitter, we are at raves_the. You can email us at the Rants and Raves Podcast at gmail.com. We are also now on YouTube.
Yeah.
Our website also has a contact button, therantsandravespodcast.com. Please follow us. We get a lot of messages through instant media. That's what it should be called.
It should.
We get a lot of messages through social media. That is hilarious. And we love when people reply to stories or any of our stuff or message us with little anecdotes. It's really fun. And we love getting our weekly mail from you guys, if you will. And please rate and review us on iTunes so we can stay in the forefront of the podcast world.
Or get there.
Yeah.
Oh, also, we should mention again, if you guys write a review for us on Apple Podcasts or iTunes and take a screenshot of it, DM it to us. We will shout you out on our social media. We'll make a special
Yes.
video just for you and thank you for it.
Totally.
So if you've ever wanted to hear your name come out of Jessica's sweet, buttery voice box, this is your chance.
Dana's too.
Oh, yeah. Dina's is so cute. Come here. Can you imagine if I was on a phone sex line?
Yeah.
Hello. Ay, 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 ay. Ooh, I'm horny.
Some people go for that.
I don't think so. I mean, I feel like I would literally sound. You just said to me that I'm a living cartoon. That's the truth.
Yeah.
I'd be like, if somebody said something dirty to me, I'd be like, oh, wogga, wogga, boy, yo, 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 yo. And my tongue would roll out of my mouth and my eyes roll like a
the wolf in the
Yes.
classic cartoons.
Yeah.
Awooga.
Awooga.
And his
Ooh,
tongue
sexy,
unrolls like a red
sexy.
carpet.
Ooh, bring me your mouth. Beep, beep, beep,
My God. You at least have a female voice and would be more like a Betty Boop. I'm more like the bulldog from Tom and Jerry.
You know what? We fit somebody's likes, both of us.
That's right.
And also, I can put on some flavor. I can take the cartoon
Some
out.
flavor.
Yeah, I can take the cartoon out a little bit. I can read some Sasquatch erotic fiction if you want.
I think I could read stuff if I was in private and like giggle to myself.
Could you read this? Bigfoot was walking through the forest. He started pulling at my panties.
No. I absolutely not.
What about pirate erotic fiction?
Yeah.
Ooh, sexy.
I just don't think I could ever I know I couldn't handle doing it on the phone with someone live because people
Yeah.
are too creepy and no thank.
Yeah, it would be creepy and I would giggle.
Yeah.
I don't think I could take it seriously.
Yeah. I'm a dirty bird, but like behind closed doors. I don't, you know what I'm saying?
a lady in the streets. And
Lady.
a lady in the streets and a freak in the sheets. Don't you know? Don't you know? Ain't you hip to this lingo?
I know what you're talking about, but I'm dying because I wish I could remember exactly what it is.
Yeah,
I don't think
that's
it's
not
that.
it. A lady in the sheets. A lady in the streets and a freak between the sheets.
Oh,
Is that not
boy. I don't know, but we're gonna find out soon enough.
Oh man, it's from a song.
Stay
isn't
tuned
it?
for next week's
God,
Corrections
Corner. Yeah, I feel like it's in a song, but it's not the one that's in my head right now, which is Hotel, Motel, Holiday Inn.
What?
If your girl starts acting up, then get with her friend.
What is that?
Well, TLC sampled it, but I can't remember who
that's so
it's from
funny.
exactly.
That's amazing.
Oh, I'm talented.
How was your week?
It was good. I don't remember anything about last week at all because I had such a lovely weekend.
That's so nice.
It was really nice. So the summer is ending and I have so much to do and I just didn't want to do it. I just wanted my son to have a good time.
That is the right and nice thing to do for both of you.
For both of us. So last minute, I just called a girlfriend and was like, hey, I'm going to take Henry to the beach and watch the sunset and then have dinner. Do you want to come? And she was like, absolutely. So the three of us went out to Leo Carrillo in Malibu and watched the sunset. And actually the moon was so bright. There were like
beautiful.
Moonlight sparkles on the water.
Yeah.
It was kind of magical.
It was. Your pictures were beautiful.
We had so much fun. And then we went to Paradise Cove Beach Cafe on the sand and had dinner together and then went out to the water one more time where all the chairs are. But one thing that I did want to talk about, so they have a huge menu. There's a lot of American food and there's a lot of seafood because they're on the beach. So they have a lobster tank.
Yeah.
Well, my son had never seen something like that because I don't eat seafood. It's disgusting and I don't like it. And he was like, what is that? As we were walking out the door. And it's huge. There were probably 30 lobster in there, all with the little rubber bands on their clips, which make me so sad. And I go, oh, it's a lobster tank, honey. And he goes, that's a lobster? And I was like, uh-huh. And he goes, why? And I was like, well, so we're walking out, finally pulling him away from this. And we're trying to explain to him. And I'm like, some people like to eat them. He goes, eat them? And I was like, yeah. I said, not mommy. Mommy doesn't like it.
I do. I'll eat your lobster any day.
It makes me sad. I will rescue my lobster from you. I will literally put my lobster in a shoebox and hide it from you.
Oh my God.
I was at a Morton Steakhouse for our anniversary one year, and they bring you over lobsters on a wheelie cart in case you want to choose one. And I actually said, can you please take those away? They're making me sad.
I cannot.
They look at you. I'm like, why are they not allowed to open their hands? I can't handle it.
That sounds like a dream to have lobsters carted up to me.
No,
I've never been to Morton's.
It was
now who's bougie?
Is it bougie when you're like, I want family-sized portions of mashed potatoes and cream spinach?
Gotta get that cream spinach.
So we're walking out to the car, and I was like, Daddy likes to eat lobster. He thinks it's very good, and crab and all this stuff. I said, but Mommy doesn't. But some people like it. And he goes, oh. And my girlfriend Kate said, yeah, like chickens or cows. And he goes, cows? No. And I go, honey, I guess I've never had this discussion with him. I go, honey, what do you think a hamburger is? He looked at me so dead serious and he goes, delicious? I was like, yeah, well, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Hamburgers are delicious. I wish they weren't. I really do, because it makes me cry. So anyway, that was so lovely. And then the very next day we had a birthday party and he drove go-karts for the first time and bumper boats, and there were arcade games, and thank God he didn't want to do rock climbing because I don't think I could have handled it.
The rock wall.
Oh no, God, I can't.
Did you do it?
No.
I won't
Unless we want to see that fake rock wall tumble. I ain't getting on there.
Yeah, me neither.
And I also, this is so dumb. I was like, okay, this is the thought process I go through. Okay, Dana, we're gonna be outside. It's gonna be a party. You're gonna see your friends that you haven't seen a lot for a while. So we need to pick out something really cute, but also fun, but also cool. I know, squirts. So I wore this.
Amazing.
It looks like I guess it's kind of a tennis thing. And this is the legit truth. I think I bought it on the back wall of the old woman section at a JCPenney.
Stop it.
To go to Disneyland.
Amazing.
I'm not joking. And so
next to the hosiery.
Hosiery. I cannot accept or understand the way your mouth says things.
Oh, God.
I just want to make a list of words and make you say I'll be like, Jessica, please say WALK, and you'll be like, well, look. just to fancy it up.
No.
So anyway, I had on this basically skirt, but then it's got attached shorts
Right.
underneath, right?
That's a skirt for sure.
Yeah, and it's not the kind at the back that looks like shorts. It looks like a skirt the whole way around.
Oh,
Yeah.
much better.
Well, until you have to sit with your legs wide open and let a bumper boat motor or a go-kart steering wheel between your crotch. And everyone thinks you have a skirt on. And
With shorts underneath.
well, yeah, but do they know? They're just like, oh my God, that woman's black cavern.
Those are some
But-
long underwear.
But guess who look cute? How was your week?
It was good. I was very busy last week. I worked every single day last week, and I'm just sorry to say that I have let my eyebrows go
What?
too long. Yeah, I have very like thin, patchy eyebrows.
Yeah, I don't grow half my eyebrows.
I mean, I really don't, and they're unruly.
fine to me.
Nah, it's because I like matted them down with water before I came here. They're you need to have your eyebrows trimmed as well as waxed, so it's always like rogue hairs just for them to clean it up. I don't have them take away much because I don't have much to begin with, but they've like kind of gotten too long. So when I wake up, because I'm like a mess when I sleep, I look like a horned owl. And it's not okay. Like, it's not okay. I have a few friends of my age that I want to take a trimmer to them so badly that
it's
it
very
hurts.
easy to do on your own too.
No,
Comb
I'm
up,
awful
well, just
at
to
it.
trim though, to comb them up and just trim.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
But even I say, oh, yes, but no. I'm not
Horned
good
owl.
at that kind of stuff. I'm telling you.
Jessica is the Tootsie Pop owl.
So I want to go somewhere good, but I told you, my nail place that I go to once in a blue moon, they want to do it sometimes out in the open.
No, you
and
need
I'm
to
too
find a new
embarrassed.
place.
And I also got threaded at the mall.
I did that one time too.
No thanks. It felt like
ouchy.
a razor blade. I hated it. I hated
Yeah.
the sound, the feel, everything.
Well, and the lady kept saying to me, "You don't have much for me to get."
No kidding.
Yeah, still got to be cleaned up, even though the not much can get out of control too.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I don't think you look like a horned owl, but I would love to hear you go 1, 2, 3. 3 licks to get to the Tootsie Roll.
Man, I could go for a Tootsie Pop right now.
Love it.
I loved that commercial.
I did too. Every Saturday morning.
Yes.
Except I'm really, really young, so some people probably won't remember. I mean, those were like 70s commercials, weren't they?
Yeah, an early 8. That was one that like kept on.
Yeah, it's a classic.
It really is.
Oh man, we should do an episode sometime of our favorite classic commercials.
Oh, there's
like,
so
I'd like
many.
the world to buy a Coke.
No,
Nope.
I'd
Thank you,
like to
Mr.
buy the world a Coke.
I'm an advertiser.
I'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony.
Perfect harmony. I just sounded like a grandma. All I need is an omnichord to play some string chords.
Amazing.
We were at that birthday party, and my friend was like, at the very end, like, so let's sing the last thing. Happy birthday
Hey
to
to
you.
you.
Okay, now you sing it, and I'll do what she did.
Happy
Happy
birthday to you.
you. Just off key, trying to harmonize, but she did it for fun. She wasn't.
Amazing.
I was like, you just turned into my mother-in-law. But my mother-in-law does hit the harmony rights, but
Oh.
it's every single time we sing Happy Birthday. It's
So
so
what? I
funny.
love it.
Yeah.
If you can pull it off, do it.
I love it so much. Every year on my birthday, the voicemail, and I can't. I'm waiting for it.
Oh,
I'm
that's
giddy.
so good.
Yeah, it's good. All right. Well, should we get into our rants?
Let's do it.
Let's see. You're up first this week.
Okay. This is very apropos because this is something that happened to me not once, but twice this week.
Oh,
And I think everybody can relate.
okay.
When you go to a store specifically for one item,
Yes.
one product,
Yes.
and it's out of stock.
There's nothing that makes me madder.
Do you know why it makes me especially especially like next level mad is because it's not like a random thing where I'm like, shoot, I should have called this hardware store to see if they have a 3/8 inch washer good for
Right,
bar
right.
stools, like something crazy,
Very
right?
specific,
Which
yeah.
that's really not crazy. I love my example for a hardware store. I think you get where I'm going. I don't
Yes.
need to go on a diatribe. These are popular items, okay?
Like,
It's not like, okay, Sephora, 99% of the time when I've gone to Sephora, they are out of, first of all, it's their own brand. You know, they have a line
Yeah,
of
their own
Sephora
line.
cosmetics. Some of them are really great. The black liquid liner is hands down the best of any brand from drugstore to
now,
high
is it
end
a
that I've
pot
ever had.
or is it a pen?
No, it's like a pen, but it's the only one where the tip is not feel like a pencil
Okay.
dragging across your eye.
Can I give you a suggestion?
Yes.
You know e.l.f. Cosmetics?
Yes.
They have an amazing
Really?
black eyeliner. They have one that's a pen and it's very soft and the tip is very fine.
Okay.
And they also have a pot and the pot is waterproof.
Oh.
They're both very good.
Okay, I will check that out. That's drugstore, yeah?
IMHO.
Or Target?
Yes.
Because I'm telling you, it is the best. So
How much is it?
I think $12.
Oh, lady. I'm talking 3.
Oh.
Ugh.
Well, I'm very angry. I'm sorry, Sephora. Sorry, not sorry. Literally 99% of the time. And I'm telling you, it's my staple. I will go to a Sephora in any town, anywhere in the country that I am. If they have it, 99% of the time they're out. And I keep saying to the employees, I'm like, I know it's not your fault, but this is always out at
Yeah.
every location. Why are they not keeping up with the demand? Or why aren't the stores ordering double the amount? It's the one thing that you have an empty
Yeah, but
row
then
of.
that creates a desire for, like, people are like, I need it. I need it.
Yeah, but I mean, you're right. I haven't stopped buying it, but it's so hard to get. And it always annoys me because they're like, well, we're happy to order it for you. I'm like, I need it today. I don't need it in a week.
Right.
And I don't want to have to drive back here to pick it up. Mm-hmm. Right?
I'm telling you, e.l.f., try it.
and then,
I hate it too. I'm trying to learn the stores that I go to all the time, like Ralph's, Target, whatever, what night their stock nights are.
Yes.
Because it seems to me that no matter what I do, when it happens to me and
Half
they're out
empty.
and I say, you know, do you have any of this in the back? They'll be like, no, but we're stocking tonight overnight, so you might check that. And I'm like, ugh, how do I always come on the last night before stocking?
always. And they told me that yesterday, which made me furious because again I'm like, no, I'm here now. I'm not driving back because they're the only grocery store that carries a black bean vegetarian burger. Okay, again, I'm not a vegetarian or a vegan, but I love food and I do happily eat vegetarian food.
Yeah.
It's the best non-meat burger. Like, even forget about Impossible Meat and all that. It's
Really?
a black bean patty. It is so satisfying. It's, the brand is, don't laugh, I think it's called Gardien. It's Gardein, and they make all meatless products
Guardian?
and vegetarian. Not Guardian. That would be Guardian.
Well, not if they're trying to be all fancy with their mouths the way you do.
They make, like, you know, the
I'll have to try it.
soy nuggets, all that kind of stuff. So Gelson's, which I don't frequent a lot because it's real fancy. I wish I could because
Yeah.
everything there is so good.
And beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And the best deli with salads and everything you've ever had at a grocery. But they have in the frozen aisle a nice section, like several shelves full of Gardin. And I kept walking by and I'm like, huh. And then the lady tried to help me find it because I couldn't even find the brand. She goes, oh, I guess that was it. Everything else is stocked up to the door. The entire row of the black bean patties was gone.
Wow.
Which is the case so many times. So again, I'm like, clearly it's a bestseller.
Right.
Order 20
More.
bags of it instead of 10 or whatever.
Yeah, that is aggravating.
And what did she say to me? You should
they're
come back
restocking.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
We stock in the morning. Well, you know what? I am going to take my hat off to Trader Joe's. They stock twice a day. They get a
probably have
truck
to.
twice a day at every single location. Now, yes, there are some exceptions where they could have sold out or if something's really popular. Each store gets allotted a certain amount of cases. And then, you know, you might be out of luck and not be able to get frozen peas.
Right.
That's something they're always out of a lot because of the demand.
Gross.
But for the most part, they, I love them. That's why I know. For the most part, really twice a day. And they're the best about it. They're like, just tell us what you want. We will hold it for you.
That's nice.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You could call every week and be like, every week I will pick up 2 loaves of pancake bread and whatever else.
Yeah.
You
That's
know?
pancake bread.
So good.
So good. Can I tell you a quick story about Gelson's?
Yes.
I think I talked about this in an interview. I feel like I always have to say, like an old person, if you've heard this story before, I apologize, but listen again. My first experience with Gelson's, I worked in a man's house in the Hollywood Hills. That sounds weird, but I did. And there was a Gelson's down at the bottom of the hill. And I would always go down there at lunch and try and find something I could afford because it's really expensive. But I would get...
I'm about to blow your mind after this. Go on.
Okay. I don't know. My story's pretty great.
No, it's about affordable food there. Go on, go on.
Oh, okay, great. Well, I know it's not the clearance rack back by the butcher's aisle because somebody hates that. So the first time I went there, I was literally like a child in a secret garden, spinning around in the aisle. Especially their fruit is the most beautiful fruit.
I think they wax it with like shoe polish
or
or
shine
something.
it or something. It's so beautiful, and it looks as if no one ever buys a piece. It's always perfect.
Yep.
So I would go down there sometimes just to look at the fruit and see if I could afford a Fuji apple,
Right.
Or, And so I went down there, and at least 4 times. This is no joke. Me and Christina Ricci were there.
Oh.
And at some point I was like, oh, this is so weird. And we'd always end up in line at the same time. She was always nice, like, oh, hi. And then I went to a gas station. She was there. Okay. And then I went to a birthday party at, I want to say it was called Monkey, something like Brass Monkey or something like this. And it's a bar in maybe Silver Lake. And it was like the only bar you could still smoke in or something.
Yes.
So we went there for a birthday party with a friend, and she was there.
Weird.
And she was wasted. And she was dancing with men, whoever wanted to. And so I said to Dan Tipton, we're getting married in 3 weeks. This is your chance.
Oh.
Go dance with Christina Ricci.
Oh my gosh.
He was like, stop it. I'm not doing that. He's so polite.
Oh.
But I was like, oh my God, you guys. It's finally evident. Christina Ricci is stalking me.
I thought you were going to say at one point that she accused you of stalking her.
No, she was stalking me, Jessica.
Amazing.
I hate it when I go to the store and they're out of Lunchables because then my kid's going to scream at me. I just thought I'd bring it back around.
Okay, not a sponsor, but I will also now give a plug to Gelson's for an affordable meal, okay? And it's actually for real, like sometimes I will get it, and trust me, I don't eat like a bird, never have, but I'll eat half of it and have the other half later.
Okay.
For $9.99 at their deli counter.
Top of my price.
Yes. They will make you a fresh sandwich and they have a little thing you fill out what kind of meat, cheese, condiments, if you want tomatoes, pickles, lettuce, whatever. They make you a fresh sandwich on the spot. They cut the meat right there. And then you get to pick not 1, but 2 of their sides.
Okay.
Do you know how delicious all of their stuff is? Like their orzo Greek pasta salad, spicy Thai noodles, their different types of homemade potato salad, fennel artichoke, and crispy prosciutto salad. Like $10
Jessica.
for a sandwich and 2 sides.
Jessica.
What?
I can go to Subway and get...
No, they put yoga mats in their bread.
Stop. First of all, I can get a sandwich with a side of Fanta and chips for $6. What are you talking about yoga mats in their bread? Don't start crazy rumors.
Excuse me, this came out last year, national news. The same plastic that is used in yoga mats was an ingredient found in Subway's bread.
Why would you
I
put
haven't
plastic
eaten at a
in your
Subway
bread?
forever, and that was the nail in the coffin.
I don't understand what would possess somebody to go, and a splash of plastic.
What about the pink slime and stuff they add to industrialized meats? There is so much crap filler in processed foods. Subway, I'm sorry to burst that bubble. You can go to Jersey Mike's. It's way better anyway.
I do like Jersey Mike's.
Yeah.
but I don't like it Mike style. I have to be very, what do they
You don't
call
have
it?
to. Yeah, Mike's way.
Mike's way, yeah.
No, I
Yeah, I
get
don't do
tuna
that.
with tomatoes and extra pickles. Done and done.
Sometimes you say things that make me dislike you so much. Why would you put tomatoes? And why would you even say tomatoes? I have made it very clear. You are a guest in my home. I hate tomatoes.
Oh my God, you're gonna have to keep telling me because I have this bad vision of me showing up to something in honor of you one of these days, or a potluck or whatever, and I'm gonna bring like heirloom tomatoes with burrata.
I will put them in my mouth just so I can spit them at you. Oh my God.
And that was this week's delicious dish.
I don't even know where we're at in the show. I just got so angry.
It's time for your rant.
Oh, good. I need to get more angry. Okay, so this week my rant. Oh, people, I gotta talk about gas station etiquette. I got to. I got to. So where I live, on like my closest gas station that I always go to, happens to be one of the cheapest gas stations in the valley. So it is constantly busy.
Packed.
Yes, and it's on the corner, so you can get in from 3 different sides. The front where the main road is, and then the 2 side streets. So people are flooding in all the time. Well, the front, quote, entrance, painted in fading letters, it says, large letters, exit only, because it really F's with people.
Sure.
When you are stopping on that busy street to turn in and trying to figure out which pump you're going into. So you're stopping main traffic. Ooh, I'm getting wound up. Ooh, look at my pin. I keep pointing at you like you're the one doing it. I can
Scolding me.
I can feel my neck getting red. They pull in there and then they're backwards. So when I'm waiting in line, I'm waiting in line properly so that I'm on the right side of my tank and everything. And then they scoop in from the front and I can't pull in.
Yep.
You better bet you got a fight and a nasty Powell scowl coming at you.
How
And
hard do you honk?
I honk and then I get out of my car and I go, real cool, buddy. You know that's an exit, right? You can't just pull in there. I was waiting. You feel good? This is exactly this
my
conversation has happened before at the gas station. There's nothing that enrages me faster than poor gas station etiquette.
It's so rude.
Jessica, I legitimately, and this is the God's honest truth, have fantasies about going up there at 3 a.m. and taking neon sidewalk chalk and painting in those letters and then posting a poster board that says, this is an exit only. I will wag my finger at people and go, shame on you. I will.
I have a tip. Don't use chalk because it'll just wash away.
I know, but if I use
You need to use spray paint.
But if I do that, I'll get arrested.
That's true. You have to be willing to take one for the team sometimes.
Oh, it's so hard. My sister sent me this thing on Instagram the other day of a guy driving in traffic, which we've ranted a lot about traffic things. He literally has pre-made signs, and this is something I've fantasized about too, but I always was thinking bigger because I'm so great. I was like, I wish I had one of those scrolling red light things that I could press a certain message and it would. But this guy makes little cards, like poster cards, just big enough to fit out his window.
Yep.
And he hangs his arm out the window and it says, "Can I get over, please? Thank you." Or turn signal much, like all these different. And I was like, I already have 30 cards I need to make. I already have 30 cards. But at the gas station that won't work. So instead I have to, I need to be the bearer of you do this because it makes everyone mad. And then there's a cluster beep in the lot. I can't even find words. It makes me so angry. And I don't understand why the gas station attendant doesn't come out and go no, or get on their PA and go, don't come in here.
Because there is no attendant anymore. Remember the olden days when you could pull up and you had your choice of self-service or full serve? I mean, that's been gone for
They still have that in my hometown in some places. Yeah.
Oh, it was like a treat. My mom didn't always do it, but sometimes if we were in a rush or if you did that, then they'd wash the front and back window. Yes. You know what I mean? They did some other like nice things while you were just sitting there.
And then we would tip. I always tipped them because we used it, especially in the winters, because it's so cold and horrible. And those kids would be out there doing it for their 16 car money, you know. Right. But can I bring up another thing? You just reminded me about window cleaning.
People forcing that on you?
No, but that's a good one. Yes. No, when I go to use that window cleaning thing and it's not there and there's 3 of them in the other lane.
Where did they go? Oh, yeah, they're in the one.
Don't you scoop up mine and then not put it back? Now I have to go looking all over the gas station for a window cleaner?
I used one of those the other day because my car was atrocious. It literally looked like I went off-roading in the Serengeti or something, okay? I couldn't see when the sun was full on the
because it
front
was
windshield.
too much?
It was just it was literally pollen and dirt. It was a mess.
Yeah.
So I pulled that thing out, and this is what I think every time I use those. When and if
They've
was the
ever
last
changed the liquid. It's not even bubbly anymore.
I also am my father's daughter. I grabbed multiple paper towels to kind of make a glove around my hand before I grab that
That's
thing.
probably smart. Yeah. That's definitely
And
smart.
then I used it like a car wash.
Yeah. Also, here I go with my other thing. Do not get in your car and clean out your purse or go through your wallet or sit and listen to voicemails.
When you're out of town.
When I am sitting there waiting to pump gas.
Yep.
Don't do it. You pull off on a side road and park.
Or into the parking lot of
Yes.
the gas station. I know.
And don't you dare park in the air pumps thing if you're going in to get some muscle milk. Okay? Don't you do that, because I might need to air up my tires. And if you're working on muscles, then you can walk to get your muscle milk. Don't you park there, and don't you park in front of the vacuum cleaner. I might need that.
And even if I don't, it's not right.
Rude.
It is rude.
It is meant for vacuuming.
Yeah, but some people, honestly, this is what just continues to baffle me every day walking through this life and world. Some people really, it's a combination of some people are just jerks for real.
Yes.
Or they're just so unawares. I don't think they're a malicious person, but it's like, do you open your eyes? Are you paying attention that someone has been patiently here waiting? Or that it's the same thing with lines. Are you waiting? No, the 3 of us are just standing here.
Right.
Not talking to
Right.
each other because we feel like it.
Right.
It's insane.
People are so rude at places like that.
I know.
I have a friend, my friend Skip Stokes, he's a friend of the show, like he listens and stuff. He posted a video yesterday about, I guess it's an etiquette thing, but he was going to Starbucks and he had online ordered, so he just needed to pick up. And he said, every time I come here, there are people parked in the fire lane to run in and get their orders.
Yep.
And he said, and this is how I feel too. Why do you think you are so, he didn't say it as mean as I am right now. I just want to make that clear. But why do you think you are so much more important than everyone else that you get to break all the rules for your convenience?
Yep.
And what if there was a medical emergency and that person was having a heart attack and the fire department couldn't park there to get them?
Yep.
Get out of your own way and stop thinking only about you. Don't park in the middle of the road and put your hazards on so that you can talk to somebody on the sidewalk. I mean, it just literally makes me angry enough to shake.
Shake it off like your favorite Taylor Swift.
You're my favorite one. I have so many. It's hard. But I just can't. And I had one guy have the balls to look at me and go, what? Once. And I go, what? Thank you for asking. He got a diatribe and he was like, I don't care. And I go, and that's your problem. Like, I can't. Don't open the door for me because I will come running through.
Oh, that is amazing.
I do need that cleansing breath.
Let's take it.
Should we move into our cleansing breath?
Yes.
Okay. So this is so we can kind of clear our minds after we rant. Maybe kind of calm down. Maybe some of us need to get our blood pressure down a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
So if you're alone and you'd like to scream it out, great. If you're not alone, you want to do it quietly, that's fine. You do you, okay? Like
Yeah.
Sarah Knight says, you do you. Okay, ready? So we're going to breathe in. And out. Good job.
Yes.
If that wasn't fulfilling for you, do it again. I was watching somebody, oh my God, my dog is snoring. I was watching a video about meditation the other day and this girl saying she couldn't meditate. And you know, I have issues with that. And I just thought of it because when we took our first breath in to do this cleansing breath, it was already ruined for me because I felt hard boogers in my nose.
Oh, that's
that?
so good. I know.
Now you're wiping your nose.
I know.
It's contagious.
Because I had to make sure I didn't. I'm just my usual allergy sniveling.
Aww.
Yeah.
Okay, well, and that brings us to corners. Is that a good transition? I'm learning on this show. I'm really great at transitions.
Amazing.
Speaking of boogers, let's go to the corner. So, Jess, you have our first corner today.
I do. This is... You're weird. You're so very weird. Why must you bring your weirdness here?
Every time you sing it, your mouth gets lazier. Eventually, it's just going to be.
Now, I wish that one of these days, again, just like sometimes I wish we just had a camera rolling at all times and could pick our best of. If I can capture my husband singing it under his breath, because it's so cute. And it's just not the same words, and it's not really the tune either, but I know what he's doing, and I'll hear him doing that sometimes, and it tickles me so. I think it's really cute. I'm not making fun of you. He thinks I was making fun of him in the last episode, and I felt so bad.
Oh, God, no. I cannot tell you how much I'm like, oh, maybe I just need to adapt Alan as my husband, because Dan Tipton sure doesn't listen.
Well, he probably would have appreciated your comfort more than mine last night. I was very disappointed and sad when this happened, but I was so tired I just couldn't deal with it. I heard him go, "Oh, that damn it," or whatever. And
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Thought he like stubbed his toe. He was about to play me my nightly lullaby on
Yeah.
the jaw harp, and the tongue on the jaw harp broke off.
No.
It just snapped off, and he was so sad. But don't fret. He just ordered a new one from a company that imports them from around the world, and he could listen to sound bites of every different harp they sell to hear what they sound like.
He has to send me the website because I'm serious. I want to get one so
I
we
know.
can duet.
He said he's going to get you one, but he's trying out 2 new harps, one of which has 4 tongues.
4 tongues.
And I'm like, well, that's 4 more ways to resonate your teeth. I'm not trying it.
I will. Oh my God.
I felt really bad because that really is like the nightly serenade, and it just broke off.
I think
in his
it's
hand.
so sweet.
I know.
I
It was
love
cute.
it so much. And I love that he supports you. Dan Tipton. No, I think Dan Tipton's like, do you well, not right now, he's so busy, but like normally I think he's like, do you understand how much you talk? Why would I ever just put that on in my car? I'm sure he thinks I'm insane.
Hilarious.
He's like, that woman never shuts up. Why would I add her podcast to my life repertoire?
Oh my God. He'll listen one day.
Yeah, when I make him.
Thank you, Alan, for
Thank
listening
you, Alan.
to us.
Shout out to Alan. Woo!
And for your support and your adorable.
Bam, 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 bam. Can't wait.
He, I know, will love this story. I'm going to have to show this to him later. Woman puts octopus on face.
No.
Ends up in hospital. Oh, you don't say.
Of course. Why are children constantly putting things on their faces now?
Dana, it's a grown woman. I love that you thought it was a kid.
Because kids are doing that and they make Instagram stories of huge spiders walking on their
I
faces
know.
and cockroaches and all these things.
Nope, that's her.
That is a grown woman.
I don't think you understand. Okay, pardon my pronunciation of the last name. Jamie Bisceglia was participating in a salmon fishing derby in Tacoma Narrows on
How is
Saturday.
it a derby? Doesn't that require wheels?
Or horses.
I don't understand.
When she realized she probably wasn't going to win that event.
Oh, bummer. Now what?
However, she saw another opportunity for glory when she spied an octopus one of her friends had caught.
Glory.
I swear I can't with this.
Okay.
I grabbed it off the hook and said, "Take a picture for the photo contest."
Wait, off the hook? It was on a hook?
I mean, I think it probably, like a fish may have attached. I don't think people fish for octopus, but think you could catch things sometimes that you weren't intending to, depending where you are.
I don't like it.
I'm sorry, you're going to have to plug your ears.
Uh-oh.
She put the cephalopod, That's
on.
octopus.
Come on, writer.
On her face and said the tentacles covered her ears and nose. Really?
Yeah, because it's terrified.
In parentheses, my friends, unparentheses, noticed my face had changed. We couldn't get the beak to dislodge. It was like a prong. Although she eventually freed herself from the octopus, she bled profusely for 30 minutes.
Yeah, she did, you idiot.
I'm going to picture this is what her voice sounds like. There's still a pus pocket and there's a spot under my chin, she said.
Ew.
She also went ahead and still posted the picture of it on her Instagram and said, "Can you say crazy? Yes, that is an octopus. On my face! Exclamation point. I didn't know they had a beak and they can inject into you. Well, it happened to me. Ouch."
Hate is a strong, strong word. I cannot stand this woman.
You want to know how much worse it gets? She waited 2 days until the fishing derby was over to seek medical attention.
What?
Right. An animal bites you.
Bit you.
Deeply, and you bled for 30 minutes. But I'll just wait and see how that works out.
I can't.
What a ding-a-ling.
Okay, I'm sorry.
One more thing. That may not have been the best move. That's as far as waiting for medical attention, as the left side of her face was paralyzed and there was lots of swelling. They took me in.
Paralyzed? Because every octopus has a type of venom. That's a fact.
Okay? They took me in, but the IVs didn't work and my arms swelled up like an elephant. Now she is on antibiotics.
She deserves every bit of this. You don't put a wild animal on your face, especially one with a beak.
I want people to know what I did, she said. My advice is, know what you're touching beforehand. Lady, you knew it was an octopus.
You knew!
I mean...
All living creatures, with the exception of like jellyfish, have mouths, you idiot.
And
they can bite.
Jellyfish can kill you from their sting.
Yes! I'm looking here to see if I can find out. I've seen a fact before about how much pressure they can have in their beak. It's insanity. I mean, she's lucky.
Also, just I know it had nothing to do with the suction, but what if that thing was suctioned over your nose and mouth and you couldn't breathe?
Okay, well, I got another story for you, because when you told me you were bringing this, I thought it was this other story, which was a few months ago, which was the little Japanese girl who's an influencer, and I don't know if it's Instagram or YouTube, I can't remember. She also put an octopus on her face.
Stop it.
And it suctioned to her cheek and wouldn't let go, and it ripped a chunk of her cheek out.
Okay.
You can see the video.
I don't want
Google
to.
It. Well, I'm just saying, Jessica. And you know what I say? Good for the octopus. Don't you put an animal on your face, you dum-dum, and leave it alone. And here's the thing that makes me even angrier, and this goes back to my lobster story where it makes me so sad. And I know I eat hamburger. It's a real problem. We've talked about this before, listeners. We've talked about it. I have a lot of guilt. But they both ate the dang things when they were done, right? She ate hers, right?
Well,
killed
who
it.
knows? It's said, sometimes I'm like, who took the liberty? It's like she got her revenge by boiling and grilling octopus.
Well,
and it was also the fact that they said boiling and grilling that I felt like, I think you made that up.
Yeah. Well, the other little girl, she did, and she filmed herself eating it, like, haha, victory. And I'm like, you dum-dum. I was going to say, I hope your face rots off, but that's mean.
Oh my God.
But I definitely hope she gets pus like this lady did. Here, PSA, okay? Stop putting things on your face.
For real.
For real.
So gross.
I hate that
Take
story.
us out of this creepy corner.
Okay, I'm so sorry. So I'm going to go to one that's a little more pleasant.
Oh,
and maybe I'll stop screaming. Have I just been screaming this entire episode?
I think we both have.
Okay, let's see. Oh my gosh. Here's a little BTS behind the scenes for us. Dan Tipton just texted me, "Hi, first I love you and miss you."
Oh,
He doesn't know I was talking shit about him. Second, your driver's license expires. I'll look through the mail and see if there's anything about it. Aw, what a sweetheart. Also, son of a bitch, I hate it when your license expires.
You're going to have to get that real ID. We'll talk about that
What's
later.
that mean?
The new ID you have to have by a certain date of next year.
So I have to go in and
You
take
need to make
pictures?
an appointment.
Oh, jeez.
And you have to look up what you need because you have to bring your birth certificate, even though you've had a license here for however many years.
I don't even know where my birth certificate is. I
Yeah.
guess it's in the files. Well, now we're just talking about our personal lives. Also, you guys, I need to do dishes so bad. Okay, so this is from, I love me some Inspire More.
Yes.
And I'm going to shout this out again because I didn't give Jessica a choice. I signed us up for it. But every day
Amazing.
you get an email and it's got all these wonderful stories in it. So
Yes.
it's all about bringing positivity into your life, which is also sort of hopefully our mission, even though I just screamed for 48 minutes. So anyway, this is called Seniors Set Up Old Coots Table at Farmers Market
Yes.
and dole out hilarious advice. For the past few years, Salt Lake City's Farmers Market in Utah has offered something much more valuable than fresh fruits, vegetables, and handcrafted goods. Looking for a little wisdom or maybe just a few laughs? They've got a stand for that. And it's run by the hilarious group of self-proclaimed old coots who love sharing their perspective and frankly questionable advice. And they've got this little stand, old coots giving advice. It's probably bad advice, but it's free. Look at these old guys sitting there.
Oh, I love
How
them.
cute. The group of senior citizens has been meeting for years now at Tony Caputo's Market in Delhi. They chat, joke, and as one member put it, solve the problems of the world. Here they are at their table. It's
So
men and women.
cute.
It's
Oh,
so
I
cute.
love it.
The old timers got such a kick out of their banter together that they figured others might too. So they decided to set up a table at their local farmers market with a sign that reads, Old Coots giving advice. It's probably bad advice, but it's free. Well, it started as a joke. They were surprised to see people lining up, eagerly waiting with questions about love, life, and even lawn care. One man looking for gardening advice said, these patches keep showing up on my lawn. Their answer, get a new house. Another woman asked about the secret to happiness. Put your money in bitcoins, one senior responded.
Unreal.
But not all their advice is bad. In fact, it's pretty sweet. A new mom asked how not to mess up her kid's life. Quote, you're going to mess him up a little bit, and that's how they grow, one of the older men wisely stated. Another woman asked if you should stay with a cheating partner. She got a resounding no. They say with age comes wisdom, but it also brings a killer sense of humor. Would you take your questions to their table if you had the chance? For us, the answer is definitely yes. And then there's like videos. We can share links if we want. Old Coots in the video below to share and spread the word. So anyway, I just thought that was so cute.
I love it.
Old Coots table.
If I lived near that area
I'd go
or was
there
in
every
that town,
week.
I would absolutely go.
Totally. I would too. I mean,
Fun.
we basically are like Old Coots podcast a little bit. I was thinking about, I have listened to episode 26, I think three times now, just because it made me giggle so hard. And I was watching a show last night, and it's a period piece, but I don't want to say it yet because I'm going to talk about it later.
Okay.
But they showed in the background Mr. T cereal.
Yes.
Do you remember that?
Yes.
Oh my God. That episode was making me giggle so hard.
I loved it, and I loved hearing about him again, and I'm really mad because I was hoping to find my earrings so I
didn't?
could wear them. No.
So
Yeah, I gotta find those earrings because you will freak out. They're something to behold.
yes, I can't. I need them. Ugh. Okay. Oh, also real quick, before we get out of corners and into our raves, we want to give a quick shout out, and I'm going to let you handle this, but it's a shout out for Mom Minders. Why don't you tell us about that?
Yes, I wanted to shout this out because it came up recently. I saw a little video that she made. I'd followed her project and I really wanted to mention a couple of things. I have a friend of the show, Amy Schlurb. Dana and I have known her through the comedy and acting community in LA for many years.
Yes.
And she happens to be my neighbor.
And she's so supportive of everyone. I love it.
She is, and she's very funny, and she's a delight. I worked with her husband once. He directed a web series that I did an episode of several years ago, and that was a blast. So her name is Amy Schlurb, and she has her own website. You can go to amyschlurb.com. She has several little things, not little, but I say several things going on. She's always constantly working on something in a new project. She has something really fun that she started several years ago, also called Schlurbits.
Yes.
And it's like her last name with ITS added on the end. And if you know comedy or improv,
Bits, bacon bits, Bits. I love some bits. See?
Amy, looks like you have a new song for your show. But if you go to her website, you can see that. She's also started a new thing where she talks about things as an actor and her experience walking through that career. And this Mom Minders project, it's so beautiful. It was inspired and started when her mother had passed away, and she wanted to do something to remember her. And, you know, that's very hard to lose anyone, especially a parent. So she said at first that she was worried that she would, you know, not be able to do it every day, and maybe she'd only be able to remember 25 things and whatnot. For every single day for a year, she took a photograph of something that reminded her of her mom.
Oh, I love that.
So anywhere that she was, literally anywhere, something would trigger a memory, right? And I love it. And so she compiled 365 images, and I loved watching it. She was posting it on her social media a few years ago, and I really enjoyed seeing that every day. But now she compiled a little video that we'll post a link to on YouTube about her journey with that and her project called Mom Minders, by taking one picture a day for a year, and then she wrote a little something about it.
I love it.
So I love that she did that for herself. That can be very cathartic.
And it's so positive and lovely.
Absolutely. And what's even more special is she has a child now. That to me, like, that makes me want to weep. Like, what a gift.
Yeah.
To give that child to really get to know a grandparent that they sadly never got to meet.
Things that they liked, things that they did, things that they saw.
Yes.
Just reminders of them. It's such an intimate look at who they are, even when they're not around anymore.
Totally.
It's really beautiful.
And I love the little things, too, that you wouldn't necessarily think. But, like, you know, some of the examples are you hear a song on the radio, right? Or you're thinking of something that you used to do with that person together. And I loved, like, weird little random things. Like, she was talking about the first time that she opened up, like, a can of cranberry sauce and how much her mom loved that, and, like, the shape of it coming out of the can and all of that. Like, those kind of memories that pop up. But it's a really, really neat project, and I found it very inspiring and something to throw out there for people to do for yourself.
It's beautiful.
If you've lost anyone, or even if you haven't lost someone, start a project like that.
Yeah, because things go from our memory so quickly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whether it's a friend or a family member or a group or whatever, it's very cool. So check out her website, and she has a different page for Schlerbitz. She also has a page that you can follow her as an actor with her different projects. So thank you for your support, Amy, and keep coming up with all of these cool projects.
It's really cool. And real quick, I know we're running behind. This is going to be a long episode.
Yeah.
But real quick, I want to give a shout out. I've been pretty vague about it, but I have sort of mentioned my family's going through a lot. So my mom is still in the hospital. She's been in and out, whatever. But a friend of mine sent her a medical monkey.
Oh, yeah.
And it was a fireman monkey because my dad was a fireman. I have to tell you, he heard about it on the show, you know.
I love it.
I cried, she cried. Like, it was so special, and especially for me because it was such a loving gesture to my mother, and it was something that I care about, that I've shouted out. You know, like, it was
Of
just
course.
so touching on so many levels. So Jason Davis, if you're listening, you have no idea how you touched my family.
That's so thoughtful.
It was really, really,
I love how that came full circle.
really lovely. It and I don't want this to sound like this is about me, but it made me feel like what I'm doing matters and is making a difference. Is that egotistical?
No.
I don't mean it to be. I want the things we're talking about, the good things, not the things we rant about, but I want it to be spread and people to use them and to know of them and to share them, and that felt like that's what was happening.
Absolutely.
And it made me feel like, oh, I'm not just a crazy, you know, yakking head at a microphone. Like, it is getting good word out there, and it's being used. And anyway, it was really beautiful. So again, thank you very, very much.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Should we go ahead and move into our raves since we're already an hour into the show?
Let's do it.
Okay, you're up first.
So this is a company that I came across when I was searching for some stuff for work recently. And I love sometimes when you find something and you're like, what's that? And you
Yeah.
click it, right? And you can
Yes.
fall down the rabbit hole. And this really caught my eye because it's very simple packaging and it's very just bold, and it really stood out to me. It's called Bitch Sticks, BITCHSTIX. And I'm going to read to you a little bit about Bitch Sticks. On her journey to the Supreme Court, Ruth Bader Ginsburg became known amongst some of her male colleagues as Bitch.
RBG, 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 RBG.
The notorious RBG.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
still want that t-shirt.
I do too.
When she found out, she responded, better a bitch than a mouse. Man, could you love her anymore?
No.
Our line of cruelty-free lip and body balms are backed by a mission to awaken people to their self-worth and to encourage them to live boldly and courageously. We do this in 2 ways. 1, by putting bitch in the name of a product that soothes and restores. We're appropriating a word that has historically been used to inflict shame and attaching it to an agent of restoration.
Yes.
Love that. Number 2, by putting our money where our mouth is. Bitch Sticks donates to retailer-nominated nonprofit organizations that support survivors of domestic abuse and sexual assault.
Wow.
Bitch Sticks is more than just a balm. It's a call to action to transform a bad word into a force for good.
Yes.
It's a one-of-a-kind product that seeks to inspire, empower, and change lives for the better.
I love that.
I love it. And being somebody who has spent literally more than half of my life also working in retail, I wish that I could do this right now. I love that stores who are going to carry the product get to nominate and tell them where they would
Yes.
like proceeds to go.
I think it's incredible.
Yeah. Especially locally. Like recently we talked about Ahimsa House. That was a place for people and their what to do with their pets if they're in a domestic
Violent
abuse
situation,
relationship or situation. So if I was in Atlanta and owned a store, I could be like, hey, I'd love you to give money to the Ahimsa House and things
Yes.
like that. It's so cool. And I just like anything that gives anything towards something else,
I
right?
do too. Yeah. It's giving back.
It's great, and it's cruelty free.
Yes.
It's a good company all the way around. So
I love that.
bitchsticks.com, and you can also, I looked and they're not out on the West Coast yet, which I'm going to try to change that with some store owners I know.
Yes, Jessica.
But they're all over the East Coast, and they also do have a website, but you can go to their location so you could see a store local in your town and go in and pick one up.
Wow.
I'm definitely interested in the sunblock stick.
And they
since
have
I need
website?
that.
Can you order online?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Bitch Sticks, that's STIX.com.
That's so incredible. I just want to say real quick something I've noticed because I edit our show. Something I've noticed about myself that drives me crazy, and there's literally nothing I can do about it. And I think I'm trying to make it a positive for myself, but just in case it bugs the crap out of everyone, I have noticed that since we've started doing this show, I say, I love it. That's incredible. Amazing.
I do too.
All the time.
yes.
And it sounds disingenuous because it's every episode, but it's so genuine.
Yeah.
Because the things that I have learned about through this show are literally mind-blowing
Yeah.
to me. And I love it so much.
If we rave
I can't
about
help
it,
but
we
say
love it. I know.
can't help but say I love it so much.
I know.
And I say it at least 17 times an episode.
Same.
I can't help it. It's really, truly how I feel. Because I don't say that in real life. We've talked before about I say, all the time, or I say like all the time. We all have these things that we just repeat because we're record players. That is not something I repeat in my day-to-day life, but on this show I do all the time. It's really wonderful. Okay, so I'm going to move on to my rant or my rave. Also, when I was editing, I noticed
Freudian slip. I'm just kidding.
last week I said, and my rant is, and neither one of us caught it. And it was my rave.
Oh.
And I was like, do I re-record?
I didn't even catch it when I listened to it after we recorded
I was like, should I record myself saying rave and just plug it in? Anyway, my rave this week, I'm going to read you the article. So it's interesting that last week we talked about the Helen Keller Keller. What was that?
Helen Keller International.
Exactly. Well, then this comes across our eyeballs. I cannot wait to read it to you. It's from People Magazine, and it's written by Ali Nahas. Sorry for the pronunciation, but I want to give you credit. Why the first deaf-blind person to graduate from Harvard Law doesn't want to be called inspiring. Quote, my years of isolation taught me to create the future that I want, says Haben Girma, 31. Is that how you pronounce her name?
I don't know. Haben.
Okay, well, we love her, so it's not, we don't mean to be rude. Haben Girma doesn't believe in setting limits. First of all, also, she's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's just, she's stunning. Deaf and blind since birth, the disability rights attorney, God, has nonetheless spent her life breaking the boundaries of what some would assume a person unable to see or hear can do, including scaling ice glaciers, surfing, and in 2013 becoming the first deaf-blind person to graduate from Harvard Law School.
Unreal.
She also penned a self-titled memoir, Haben, the Deaf-Blind Woman Who Conquered Harvard Law, which released on Tuesday. I hope people, this is a quote from her, I hope people can move away from seeing people with disabilities as incompetent. Yes, ma'am. She's 31, who now works as an advocate fighting for protections and inclusion for people of all abilities. All abilities. I love the way she phrased it.
Yep.
If we remove barriers, we can have great inclusion. Yes. But Haben balks at the notion that she's an inspiration. She says some people use it as a disguise for pity. They'll say, you're so inspiring, but in their mind they're thinking, thank God I don't have your problems. Oh, that's interesting. An Oakland, California native, Haben, whose father is Ethiopian and mother Eritrean? What is that?
Let me see.
Eritrean?
I've never seen that.
Me
Eritrean?
either. Eritrean? We're going to have to Google that.
I know.
Was born with some sight and hearing, though both decreased over time. She is still able to hear some high-pitched sounds and speaks in a high vocal register. Haben struggled in school, both socially and in her attempts to keep up with classwork when she didn't hear the assignments. But by the time she graduated from Lewis and Clark College and then Harvard, quote, I realized I needed to take responsibility for my education. My years of isolation taught me to create the future that I want. Oh my God. Today, Haben travels the world for speaking engagements and to shed light on all too common struggles that the disabled, her word, it's more direct, encounter every day. Society is constantly silencing people with disabilities, says Haben, who has a guide dog and communicates via a dual keyboard system she devised to convert type to braille text. Interesting. In particular, Haben is passionate about internet accessibility, helping to win a landmark case in 2014 against a site that failed to provide access to blind readers. People with disabilities already face so many barriers in the physical world, she says. There's no reason to have barriers in the digital world when we have the power to convert those ones and zeros into engaging applications that everyone can use. In the end, my dream world is a place where people with all types of disabilities are included, says Haben. There is so much work to be done.
Yep.
Holy, I just got chills.
I know.
I mean, this woman is way more, like, so much smarter and more accomplished than I probably will ever be. And the things that she's had to battle through, like, holy cow.
And doing it now also to, hate calling it fight for the right, but yes, I consider that for her to, as a lawyer, fight for the rights of others.
Yeah,
and
for inclusion.
Oh,
I love how she stated it. I mean, she does use disabilities and says, look, let's just get to the point. But she also says people of all abilities.
Correct.
And inclusion. Like, she's changing the vocabulary surrounding that. And that's amazing.
Yeah.
We need to change that vocabulary. There's been too long that we've used R word and all these different things,
Yes.
and it's just not appropriate.
No. And also, law school is not easy. I don't care where you attended.
But Harvard Law School? Come on now.
It's
and that she's
incredible.
using that to help other people. She's not like, oh, I'm a car crash lawyer, I'm going to make tons of money.
Right.
And be on the back of a bus.
Right.
I mean, whatever. Everybody's got to do their thing. But like,
Accidentes.
that's what I was thinking of for sure. But anyway,
it's
beautiful. Beautiful story. And makes me feel like, oh, Dana, for shame. If you don't have coffee, you can't walk out the door.
That's how I feel sometimes. But I'm very curious about her book because I really would like to hear about the obstacles and how she got to where
them.
she is. Yes.
Yeah. Maybe that's the next book we should read.
Fascinating, yes.
Oh, I love it. There, dang it. I even started.
I love it. Sure, totally.
Yeah,
I'm guilty of it too. Okay.
Oh my God, you guys, I love it. Also, I look cute today. Squirts. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to give you our contact information again.
Dana!
Oh my God, you guys, please get in contact.
I think that's our show. I
missed it for the first time ever.
I know.
Because I was so worried about what my last thing was. That legitimately made me sad.
It's okay.
Is that what you think I sound like?
It's all right to cry.
Jessica, I have a serious question for you.
No, that is not what I think you sound
that was
like.
your impression of me. Dana, I think that's a show. Like the bird lady. I used to live here. Can I come in your house?
Oh my God. I channeled my dad. I told you, half the time when he calls me, he goes, Jessica! Dana!
All right. Well, Jessica, I think that's our show. You can contact us on Instagram and Facebook at the Rants and Raves Podcast. You can find us on Twitter at raves_the. Our website is therantsandravespodcast.com. There's a contact us button on there and a little information about me and Jess. Our website. Wait, I just confused myself. Yeah. Did I just say website already?
I think you gave the email but said the website.
That's dumb. It's going to be a long day. And you can email us at therantsandravespodcast@gmail.com. Does all that make sense? Great. Okay, weekly point to ponder. So at the end of the show, I like to either give something I'm really into or give you a weekly point to ponder. This week, it's something I'm really into. And I'm super furious with Jessica because she's not doing it. And I can't talk to her about it. But guys, I am on a binge fest with Stranger Things. So I had already done the first season. I had started second season and kind of fell off back into it. And now I'm like halfway through season 3 in less than 24 hours. Like, it's just so good. It's so fun. If you're a woman of the age near ours, you'll be able to watch it. I said to Jessica, it's this exciting adventure thing with kids. So it reminded me of how Goonies felt so real. When I was like, you believed how they got there. And same thing. It's exciting. There's pretty little kids to look at. And that freaked me out. So I was like, oh, that kid with the hair does have beautiful lips. He's a child. But anyway, it's all over the internet. I'm not the only one. So anyway, Stranger Things, if you're looking for just a fun escape and silliness and excitement, and our favorite Chief John Hopper, that actor, I'm just in love with him. I think he's a tall man.
And if you're like me and you like prison shows, you can keep on with the last season of Orange is the New Black. And the new season of Wentworth just came available on Netflix.
I haven't done Wentworth yet.
Well, you better strap yourself in because it's basically the female version of HBO's Oz. It's hardcore and it is not a dark comedy, okay?
Okay.
I love it. It's really hardcore. Everyone in the cast is outstanding.
Wow.
Outstanding.
I usually go for like a real...
Oh, it's real.
Prison. Like a doc.
Yeah, this
like
is...
meeting on the bowl kind of shit.
Several people, I like chatted it up when it came out, and several people told me they had to stop after a few episodes. It made them too anxious.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, I need more anxiety in my life.
There's nothing sugar-coated in Wentworth.
Okay, we're gonna be here ranting and raving next week when we come back. Bang. All right. I've lost my mind.
I love it.
Okay, guys, bye.
Bye.